Top of the day, everybody. Our interview candidate for Foreign Myanmar today comes from the other side of the planet, polar opposite from Myanmar. So can you guess the country? It's the US of A, the United States of America. I'm at his office at Junction City Towers, where it's late evening now, the tired after work hours, but I do hope he'll share about his over a year-long Foreign Myanmar experience with a true American enthusiasm, which he also applies to his venture project manager work at Myanmar's best online shopping website, shop.com.mm of the Alibaba Group, handling their work adventures at the frontiers. To know more about these Foreign Myanmar things, keep watching as I'll go and interview him, McKenzey Connor Harrison. Maggie, before you moved to work here last September, whatever knowledge of Myanmar, such a faraway country, did you have seen or heard?
It's an interesting question. In fact, I didn't have really any introduction to Myanmar before I moved here. I got the job here at shop.com.mm through a friend of mine in the US. And right after I sent my CV, they wanted me to be here 6 days later. So I packed my things and I moved to Myanmar.
Is there any reason for why you chose to work in specifically Myanmar?
No, not really. So initially I just wanted to move to Asia. I really liked the region. I had traveled here previously. And like I said, I had a connection from a friend in the US. And I moved here and ended up really liking it. So I've been here for about a year and a half now, just working with the company and exploring Myanmar and learning a bit about the Myanmar people. So.
Okay. You studied both arts and business and have worked in both, having been professional ballet dancer and lead tour guide back at your hometown of Birmingham, Alabama, and since then long transitioned to more economic roles like Ecommerce operations and venture projects.
Mm-hmm.
Do you still dance ballet occasionally?
Not as much as I would like to. In Myanmar, it's a bit hard to find the facilities to dance, like a big open studio. But I have participated in a few projects. One was with the American Center. That was sort of a demonstration of Martha Graham technique, who's a famous modern dancer, actually. And so I participated in this, and I hope to perform later on with a friend of mine who's organizing a duet for me and another girl who dances here. So, in fact, I might get to dance soon, but currently I'm not dancing.
Well, I hope to come see you dance someday.
Yeah, definitely join us.
How did your interest and switch to the more recent e-commerce roles come to be?
I really think it was more of the job and the opportunity to move here. But as I've gotten to know e-commerce, I've really kind of fallen in love with it because it's complex. It encapsulates a lot of different areas of business. It's sort of its own ecosystem. You have sellers, you have customers, you have logistics, you have service, customer service, and seller services. So you have really this whole, we call it an ecosystem in e-commerce of different business units, and they all function together, and it's just sort of like an economy, but online. So this has been really interesting for me, and also being in Myanmar, something that I didn't necessarily expect, but I'm really happy happened. You can also see a lot of growth in Myanmar and direct economic growth from certain things that we're doing in the company. For instance, we've established a logistics marketplace. It's sort of like Grab for delivering packages. And so now people in maybe Hakka or Moniwa who are living very far away and don't have a lot of access to good salaries or a lot of access to products can begin delivering products to us, delivering diverse products to their families, etc. And this brings a lot of growth to the communities there as well. So it's been cool to kind of be in the business area, but also see a lot of development for Myanmar.
Yes, nice. Can you pick out one most memorable experience working with the locals here? Feel free to say anything hilarious or scary, either positive or negative.
Okay. I suppose, specifically with the locals, I had one experience where, like at our previous location, it was in actually like a villa. So it was like a 3-story villa, and we had the marketing and the traffic ops on the top floor. We had commerce in the middle floor, and like customer service on the bottom floor. And we also had logistics sort of outside in a shed. So we've come really a long way from last year, which is when this was. But in this villa, it's tradition, I guess, to take off your shoes when you're going inside of a house. So every day I would walk to work and I would have my boots on or whatever, and I have slacks, and I would end up taking off my shoes. And then you have power cuts and things like this as well in Myanmar, so it would get a bit sweaty in the office as well. So this was different for me, definitely a shock. Myanmar people specifically, I don't know about anything extremely funny, but overall, I guess it's been a challenge a bit to work with Myanmar people in e-commerce specifically, because it's not very known here, it's not familiar, technology is new, and so it's been fun and challenging to get people out of their comfort zone and to get them to kind of communicate and put their ideas forward, because really our company and all of the people in our company are starting to grasp it and starting to be experts in e-commerce, and now we just need to make that final step where they're comfortable expressing it, and I think that we'll go a long way from there.
Now, please consider the situation of your workplace with its facilities and people's work ethics to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10.
I would say a 9. I think we do pretty well. I would say, yeah, definitely 9 out of 10.
All right. What were the main factors that you considered, and how are they different back in your home country?
So one thing that I really like about our facilities, at least, is we have an open office design. So this is really good for coordination and sort of just team building overall, because we're not blocked off like in cubicles, like some places in the US. We really are kind of just an open office. Everyone interacts day to day, whether they're in the same department or doing similar functions or not. And it makes for a really creative, I think, dynamic here. So I would say that our facilities in this respect are quite good. As well as just like the overall surroundings, the decor and having nice coffee, tea, and everything like this. I think these meet the standard of the US, but I really like the open office design for a company like ours. For work ethic, e-commerce it's an industry where you have huge campaigns. This is what we call campaigns. They're basically sales, huge promotions, and for these days we have to work like until 2-3 a.m. And so it's always challenging in US to get people to come in after hours, or they want overtime, etc. And I think because of just the overall drive of Myanmar people here, and like the opportunity that they have, the drive to learn, they're all very excited, and we come into the office and it's just a lot of energy, and we celebrate at the midnight when everything goes live. But people put in a lot of work for these. I mean, like 60 hours or whatever, people go above and beyond to push for this, and I think that's not something you get everywhere.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Last one.
Okay.
Experience-wise, how would you summarize about Myanmar in a couple sentences, just a couple, back to other people who have never been here?
Oh, that's a good question. Being here for so long now, I would say that Myanmar it's a bit chaotic compared to the order of the US. It's kind of very straight and obey the rules. For instance, the driving here is a bit all over the place, But overall, I think Myanmar people are the nicest people I've ever met. They're just genuine. And the type of people that would kind of just give you the shirt off their back if you asked. And again, like in Western countries, you sort of have this capitalism. Everybody looks out for themselves. Not everyone, right? I mean, you have exceptions, but it's a more individualistic culture. And in Myanmar, you have this group culture, and like we take care of one another. And this is just something that's really cool to witness. And it was a change for me, but a very welcome change.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mackie, very much.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you to all at the Forum Myanmar for having me on the show. It's been fun.
It's our pleasure.
Yeah.
How refreshing it was to talk to someone like Mackie. That was another episode of Foreign Myanmar, after many and before many others yet to come, featuring all different people with different ages and from different countries. Thanks for watching. Please keep up the support. We love you all. See you soon. Stay tuned.